Okay, so could the U.S. actually demand that Panama just, like, hands over the Panama Canal?
Yeah, that's the question, isn't it?
That sounds kind of wild.
It does.
Like something out of a movie.
Right.
But this is what we're dealing with, folks. This is a claim that former President Donald Trump is making.
It is.
We are diving deep today into a USA Today article reporting on Trump's statements.
Yeah.
And they're causing a stir, to say the least.
Yeah, I mean...
He's talking about all kinds of stuff, unfair fees, Chinese influence, even threats to reclaim the canal. So get ready to learn about the history of this crucial waterway.
Yes.
And its importance for global trade.
Absolutely.
And, of course, the potential fallout from all this.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, these statements tap into a long history.
Right.
A complex web of history, international relations, global trade.
Yeah.
It's really fascinating stuff.
So let's get right down to it.
Okay.
What is Trump accusing Panama of, and what exactly is he demanding?
Well, his accusations are multifaceted. He's claiming that Panama is charging the U.S. excessive fees for using the canal, that they're not treating the U.S. fairly in its operation, and that Panama is leaving the canal vulnerable to potential Chinese influence.
Interesting.
He even said, and I quote, "If the principles, both moral and legal, of this magnanimous gesture of giving are not followed, then we will demand that the Panama Canal be returned to us in full, quickly, and without question."
Wow.
It's pretty strong language.
Strong, yeah. Return to us. That's something else.
It is.
And he posted this on Truth Social Saturday night.
He did. Yeah.
And then doubled down at an event in Arizona on Sunday.
Yeah, he did.
So tell me a little bit about the history here.
Okay.
How did the U.S. get control of the canal in the first place?
So U.S. involvement goes all the way back to the early 20th century.
Okay.
The construction of this canal was a massive undertaking.
I can imagine.
And the U.S. under President Theodore Roosevelt played a big role.
Okay.
But this was not a simple act of engineering and goodwill.
Oh, really? So there's more to the story?
Yeah, there's more to it.
Okay.
The U.S. actually supported Panama's separation from Colombia to secure control over the canal zone.
I see. So they wanted that control.
They did.
Interesting.
It's a controversial chapter, for sure.
Yeah, so the U.S. basically strong-armed their way in and then controlled it for decades.
Yeah. For a significant amount of time, it wasn't until the 1977 Torrijos-Carter treaties that the process of returning control to Panama actually began.
Okay.
These were landmark treaties, recognized Panama's sovereignty, and paved the way for the complete handover in 1999.
So for Trump to demand the canal back now, that's a direct contradiction of these agreements, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
The Torrijos-Carter treaties explicitly recognize Panama's sovereignty over the canal.
Right.
And these treaties have been upheld by international courts.
Uh-huh.
They form the bedrock of the current legal framework governing the canal.
Okay.
So Trump's claims lack any real basis in international law.
So what about Panama? How are they reacting to all of this?
Well, the Panamanian embassy in Washington hasn't issued a formal statement.
Okay.
However, various Panamanian politicians have voiced their disapproval.
I bet.
Grace Hernandez, a deputy from the opposition MOCA party, called for a strong defense of the canal's sovereignty, stating that diplomacy demands steadfastness in the face of regrettable statements. And her sentiments are echoed by many in Panama who view Trump's pronouncements as a direct threat to their national pride and economic interests.
Well, yeah, it's incredibly important to Panama.
It is.
I mean, just how important is the canal to Panama?
It's vital to their economy.
Right.
And incredibly symbolic as a marker of their independence.
I can see that.
The canal handles approximately 2.5% of global seaborne trade.
Wow.
That translates to a massive amount of goods moving through it every day. I mean, to put it in perspective, that's roughly equivalent to the number of iPhones sold worldwide in a year. Passing through the canal.
It's hard to even picture that.
It's a lot of stuff.
That's a lot.
And it's not just vital for Panama.
Right.
It plays a significant role in U.S. imports and exports.
Of course.
Especially from Asia.
Yeah. So what are the potential consequences here?
Well,
even if Trump's demands have no legal teeth, could this rhetoric still cause real damage?
Absolutely. This situation has the potential to seriously strain U.S.-Panama relations.
Okay.
Even if these are just rhetorical flourishes, like some people are saying, they can erode trust and create diplomatic tensions. And this could have ripple effects on trade and cooperation between the two countries.
Right.
And let's not forget the wider context.
Oh, yeah. What do you mean?
This isn't the first time Trump has expressed interest in acquiring territory.
Oh, that's right.
Remember his idea about buying Greenland from Denmark or annexing Canada?
Yeah, those didn't really go over too well.
Right, they didn't. What do you think is really going on here?
Yeah. Is this genuine concern about the canal's operation, or is this something else?
That's the million-dollar question.
Yeah.
You know, this pattern of claiming territory,
Yeah.
whether it's Greenland or now the Panama Canal, raises concerns about his foreign policy motives.
Right.
So is this about legitimate strategic interests, or is it more about political posturing and appealing to a certain segment of his base?
Yeah.
It's hard to know for sure.
And considering the history of U.S. involvement in Panama.
Right.
It's not the cleanest history.
No.
You got to view these statements critically.
You do.
It's a complex situation.
It is.
Ramifications for U.S.-Panama relations, global trade.
Yeah.
Even international stability.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that brings us to a thought-provoking question for you, our listener.
Okay.
Considering the historical context and the canal's crucial role in global trade, what do you think is the real motivation behind Trump's statements? Are these serious policy proposals, or are they more likely political rhetoric designed to stir controversy and garner attention?
That's a good question.
It is a question worth pondering as this situation continues to unfold.
Thanks for listening, everybody, and we will see you next time.
See you next time.